I didn't get to share with you guys what was on my luxury wish list last year. I did spend most of the year being pregnant with twins, so I just spent a lot of time focused on that and adjusted to the new life changes that come with having 2 babies. So before we get any further into this new year, I wanted to share with you guys what's on my wish list for 2023. So we're going to start with the first and probably the best thing first, and that is I really want a mini Kelly. And I've been having this feeling for like, I think it might be like 2 years now. When I was younger, I didn't really know too much about Hermes, but I knew that I liked the Birkin. I think it was because everybody had a Birkin. Maybe about 5 years ago, I wanted a Birkin 25. That it was something I wanted, but it wasn't really something that I felt like I could act on. These bags are very expensive and I had other priorities, and I wanted to get all of those things out of the way first. For me, I don't really want to be buying, you know, material things when there's other things in my life that I need to get sorted first. So I'm starting to feel like I might be there in life. If I had to pick between a Kelly 30 and a Birkin 25, of course I'm going to go with the Birkin. So I think I'm just drawn to the smaller bags, which I know might be because of the era we are in. You know, we're in a time where small bags seem to be more in, but I think overall, just generally, medium size bags is what I prefer. So I spent a lot of the time wanting a Birkin 25, and then I saw a mini Kelly, but I saw a mini Kelly in person, on a person, and I was in love. I followed her all the way up the street. And usually when I want something, I sit on it for a long time. Like most of the bags that I have are bags that I've wanted for years. I'm definitely not an impulse buyer, especially when it comes to luxury. So it's something that I think over and over and over and over. So I think I've decided I want a mini Kelly, and I want it in a blue, preferably in like a navy, darker blue. I'm not sure about what kind of leather I want yet, but I think I either want it in like a darker blue or in a more neutral color, so a creamy color, maybe not so much a brown, but a off-whitey browny color. I'll put in some pictures so you guys can see. So I think those are the 2 colors that I'm thinking of. I haven't really given much thought to the type of leather yet, because of course in a lot of cases you don't have any choice. I don't think I'm going to buy a used one or a pre-owned one, only because I'm based in London and a trip to Paris is pretty affordable and easy. So I'm more likely to just keep going to Paris than to buy pre-loved, I think. I don't have an SA or anything like that. I'm not an avid Hermes shopper or anything like that. It would be my first Hermes purchase. I do quite like some of the accessories that they have, like the click clack and things like that, but not so much so that it's on this wish list anyway. So if I were to end up with something like that, it might be more of a gift than anything else. But I am in love with this shape and style of Hermes bag, and I can't get it out of my mind. So I have set myself a little bit of a goal, and I've decided that it's definitely a purchase that I'd make towards the end of this year if I reach the goals that I've set out for myself. So this is a wish list item that's definitely dependent on my performance. It's not something that I'm gonna buy if I don't have certain things in place. The other day I turned around to my husband, I said, babe, I think I want a mini Kelly. And I explained it to him, and he was like, yeah, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So if I don't do what I set out to do, I'm not buying it for myself. And on top of that, I've got to find it. I was also considering buying a Chanel bag. I don't have any Chanel bags, but I've been doing a lot of research on that as well. You know, like I said, I'm not an impulse buyer when it comes to luxury. So I've been doing research about a Chanel bag for a little while. I wanted a jumbo flap, but the quality issues that everybody has been talking about with Chanel has just put me off a bit. So if I'm going to spend similar money, Hermes money to Chanel money, then of course I'm going to go with Hermes. So the next bag, I kind of feel like I should have just bought it when I first saw it, and that is the Louis Vuitton Loop bag. So when this bag first came out, I was going to buy it, And if you guys have seen, I've got a video unboxing a Keepall Lexus. I still have that bag, and I bought that bag because Virgil Abloh sadly passed away, and I was like, I have to have something from something that he's created, just because I think he did so well at Louis Vuitton, in my opinion. So I thought I wanted to buy it. It was also partly because I also had my eye on a Nano Speedy, and I felt like that could scratch that itch as well, because you know that the Keepalls have a similar shape to the Speedies. As he passed away, around that time where I was making a decision about that bag, I had the loop bag in my basket, and I was going to buy that bag, but because he passed away, I was like, oh, and I just ended up buying his one because I felt as though there would always be time for me to buy the loop bag. Also, the loop bag soon after came out in denim, and I was like, that denim bag is really cute. And then I couldn't decide, and then also I was a bit like, I go back and forth with logos, because I also, sometimes I'm just a bit iffy about logos and about how I wear logos and when I wear logos and stuff like that. And so I felt like it is a very usable bag. The shape of it, I feel like it's a bag that I would definitely reach to wear a lot. But it's like, when I reach to wear it, am I always going to want people to know that I'm wearing Louis Vuitton, if you get what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe I think it is a me problem, and I do think I overthink it a lot. So I think in my overthinking, I just decided, let me just leave it. I'll just weigh it out. It's a bag, you know, that I think will be there for some time. And then I started seeing people pop up with unboxings and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe I should just buy it. But at that point, you know, I've just had the twins, and of course it can't act as like a nappy bag or anything like that. And it's not so much a crossbody bag, so I couldn't see me necessarily wearing it whilst I'm with the babies. And then I thought, okay, well, when am I going to wear it? And I do have a few items in my cupboard that are just there. I just didn't want to buy it to be able to, you know, scratch that itch, and then it's sat in the cupboard and I'm not doing anything with it. So I thought, if I don't actually have a plan to wear it, I'm not going to buy it. But I love the bag. I think it's a beautiful bag. And next I have a Jean Paul Gaultier top, a JPG top, and they had a collaboration with the Y Project, and I really wanted the purple top that they released. I'll put in a picture. I was stalking this top on Louisa Via Roma. I had it in my basket, but if you know anything about Louisa Via Roma, you'll know that they often have flash sales. I don't know if you describe them as flash sales, or like they give you a discount code. And at the time I had it in my basket, the discount code of like 30% applied to it. But I knew that the week before I'd seen a 40% discount code. So I was like, ugh, because I know the discount code is going to come around again, I'm just going to keep it in my basket and hold out, because it's winter. I couldn't really think of anywhere I would really wear that top in the winter. It's definitely a top that I'd be reaching for more in the summer season. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait a few weeks and see, or a few days and see when the code comes back around. The code came back around and it was out of stock in my size. So that's what I paid for that. So I have gone back a few times to see if I can find this top, and I can't find this top, but I have found a top from his collection that's more, I'm sure you guys have seen them around, that's it's similar but it's spots, and I really like the dark brown version. It's like a dark brown and a burnt orangey colour, and so that's the next thing on my wish list. I think I will be buying that top. I just love the colourway. And the illusion that it has. I think it's really, really cool, and I think it will look really nice on my skin tone. So with luxury clothing, I'm even more cautious than I am with the bags, because I just feel like a lot of the styles end up in sales. Very easy to end up buying something and then you go and check the next week and it's like half off, and that is so painful. So with clothing, I tend to hold out. I don't think that you need designer clothing to be, or even handbags to be fashionable. Of course you can find ways to look great without having luxury clothing, but this top is one that has definitely caught my eye and is on this year's wish list. So the next thing I'm going to get is very unspecific, but it is basically anything from the Fina Well Spring Summer 2023 collection. this collection is just so beautiful. I love all of the colorways. I think that there is like I think it's like they have quite a few jewel tones. I think I saw like a greeny color, beautiful, a purpley color, beautiful. Everything in that line is just so beautiful. I have been on her website every other day waiting for it waiting for everything to drop so that I can kind of get an idea of pricing and things like that, so I can pick something. But basically anything from this collection is just so beautiful. A lot of her things are quite vacation-y, so I'm hoping that everything comes onto the website soon, because I do plan on traveling quite a lot this year, but more towards, you know, more towards the summer season. So I'm hoping I'm able to get a couple of things that I can wear whilst I'm away. So yeah, anything from that collection is also on my wish list. So next I have a Dion Lee top. This is another top that I saw last year, and I was pregnant and I had it in my basket, and I just felt like there's no point of me buying it, because I'm going to buy it and then it's going to stay in the cupboard because I can't fit it because I'm pregnant. So I didn't end up buying it, but I keep anything that I kind of can't get off my mind or I keep going back to are usually the things that I decide, okay, I probably need to buy that, because I just keep thinking about it. So this top, I remember seeing it and just thinking it is so pretty. It's so nice and creative. It is a top that keeps going in and out of stock in my size. So I'm basically just stalking all the sites that have this top, and once I find it in my size, and hopefully with a coupon code, I will be purchasing this top. Next I have another top. This top I'm going to mix with a pair of trousers. So it's kind of going to be either or. I don't know why it's going to be either or, but that's kind of how I've told myself it's going to go in my head. So the trousers are these Balenciaga oversized cargo trousers. I think I saw these on Tiara Walker and they fit her so well, and I have been looking everywhere for a decent pair of cargo pants. I did try on a pair from ASOS, but I really want a pair of oversized, you know, super baggy, long cargo pants. And I know that Balenciaga's not in everybody's good books at the moment. So that's why it's on the list with a top, because I don't know how I feel about everything that happened with them, but these trousers are have literally been pulled from my dreams, my cargo trouser dreams. I am quite curvaceous, so finding a pair of and I'm tall, so finding a pair of well-fitting loose cargo pants has been so difficult. Also know that she's quite tall, so that gave me hope that they were long on her. So yeah, those are kind of on the wish list. I'm also umming and erring about those as well, because I do know that cargo pants are quite trendy, and I don't tend to buy trendy luxury items because I like to keep things forever. So yeah, there's those, but also a diesel top. And I have already bought a diesel top, a black one, a black sweater, and I didn't like it. It was cropped. And I kind of bought it out of desperation, because the top that I actually want, which is this top, is always sold out, and it's also a new season. So I was looking for a more neutral coloured, a white one or a cream one or a brown one, and I couldn't find one. All I could find was a black sweater. So I think it's in my collective haul. I do explain what happened with that jumper, but basically I ended up sending it back. But I really want this kind of brown colour. I do think it's quite versatile. I would take a darker brown. I'd even take a white, although I kind of don't really want to do white because I know it's going to be a bit easier to stain. So the next thing on my list is a vintage Dior saddle bag. I have gone back and forth about the saddle bag so much, because I've seen this bag a few times in person. I've gone to see it, and I love the way that this bag looks, especially in the really small sizes. I think it's such a nice bag to complement like a going out outfit, a nice wide leg trouser and a nice blouse. I think it looks really nice together, but for whatever reason I always don't end up buying it, because it is a classic shape for the brand. I feel like it would just be nice vintage. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like a vintage or pre-loved bag can be better than a new one, especially with classic styles. The older ones just tend to have been made better with better quality materials. I'm not 100% sure on like the color and things like that, so this bag is definitely, I think, a bit lower on my list. Something that I don't need, but it's something every year that I'm like, I just need to buy it vintage. I just need to buy it vintage. I need to buy it vintage, or this bag with the embellishments, I need to buy that one. I think I also would like it in a navy. I've got a thing for navy nowadays, but I think I would probably like it in a navy or a matte black. I do quite like it when the D is the same color as the bag. The next thing on my list is a coat. Not very specific, I know, but there was a time, I don't know if you guys have been on my channel for a really long time, then I've made this video private now, but there was a video I did about autumn winter trends, and there is this Fendi coat that has lived in my brain rent free for about, I don't know how long it's been. It must be at least 2 or 3 years that I have been dreaming about this coat. I so wish that I was able to pick up this coat. I just saw it, I think a Hadid sister was modeling it or something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that coat looks like liquid. It looks like it was poured on her. It was so beautiful. But I doubt I'm going to be able to find it now. But basically, I want a good quality luxury coat that is not trendy and is going to last me for a few years, basically, because every year winter comes around, I buy a winter coat, and I feel like I kind of want to get out of that habit. I don't mind buying more affordable coats to kind of complement the coat that I already have, but I definitely think it would be a good investment to buy something that is just really well made, that I can cherish and wear every year and love every year. So if I can find that coat, which I doubt, but if I can find that coat, then I'm going to buy that coat. I have also had my eye on like the Prada puffer coat. I like the one that has the belt on it, but I was kind of feeling like maybe it's trendy, I don't know. So I just need to find a coat that I love. It's probably going to be a Parker style coat or some kind of coat that's cinched in the waist, because that's the kind of shape that I like. So I'm going to look around and see. I'll probably do an update for you guys maybe mid-year and see how I've got on with my list. I think that's everything. I will let you guys know if there are any additions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.